00Nation is Sprout. Again, they are up in the map score and they are on the favorite side here as we hop into the pistols.
Alrighty, let's see how the CT side treats Sprout now, as we're going to have 00Nation just charging in towards B. Alright, Spiidi is going to go down. Lato gets the opener, and now the retake is on. Taco's waiting on the flank, but Stare spots him out and deals the killing blow. Raul survives with 5 HP, but the bomb's going to be planted, and 3 players going towards Walkway and Graffiti. In fact, all 3 back off to Walkway now.
Yeah, I mean, they could even wrap up towards heaven. That seems to be the idea. Bomb is planted. And the open utility already raining in here for Sprout to make this retake a possibility. Bomb halfway ticked and already tapped on towards that one. Lato will swing forward to fight. The smoke is applying the pressure. Stare for one. Cold gets one, but he's traded immediately. Longs is there. Great work. Now just one man left. Dumao. He has an angle on towards this bomb. There's a kit. That smoke is still up. Holding his Stare. The stick needs to come through. And Longs protects the diffuser.
Good protection from Longs as Stare gets the defusal, and Sprout are off to that quick start once more with a pistol round victory. And well, let's hope for 00Nation's sake that they can strike back here very quickly, because they don't want to give Sprout too much of a lead on that CT side and too much of an economic footing, right? So a force buy wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing for them here, because obviously they got the bomb plant, they can get the rifles up, they can also play it passively and hope for a better buy up. And okay, yeah, they are going to do that. They're going to have 4 deals in the tech. I didn't either, because typically their style is to try and get into the face of their opponents and go for a force buy, but they decide to be very patient.
I like it, you know, showing a little bit more of their discipline side, not wanting to take a huge risk here early on, but there's also a trade-off for that. I think force buys have a lot of merit here on Overpass. There's quite a few. I mean, towards those lower monster pops, late round A hits, you can get very much in your opponent's face very quickly on this map, or at least towards that lower side, if you can play your utility properly. And if you're able to win out on one of those kind of buy-up rounds and convert off that, momentum is huge on this T side.
Could also be a vote of confidence into the pistols, which they are very good with. Dumao in particular with that deagle. Cold is trying to connect on one, and Stare says, I don't want to deal with this. I'm going to fall back. Those deagles can be so scary when you're holding a forward position with a rifle. And now, well, Sprout just going to be patient, realizing that the pistol buy-up is on.
Yeah, Sprout again here. Do have Seraph playing with the idea of pushing a little bit forward. He does have support back on towards the site. That's slaxz trained on the angle. He's more focused on long for the moment. lauNation do look like they want to hit this one towards that A side late, as you actually see more contact being made towards long. Stare rotates in that direction, takes the first kill. He's holding for the reaction here. Right call. It will be bathroom where the swing is forthcoming. lauNation waiting on the fate of that smoke. It's given time for Walls to arrive. He is also alive, and he's on the site in this one, holding that close angle on the anti-flash. No flashes to
nice
seen
shot
for lauNation, and yeah, beautiful out of slaxz. He'll hit another. The head's just being popped by that scout. Is a pretty clean round is claimed by Sprout.
Lots of scout headshots coming through in both maps, as Sprout do get that second round victory. And even better is that everyone survives. So their economy is built up quite well in that round. Third one coming through, and this is what 00Nation were saving for, right? They didn't want to buy up in the previous one. They wanted a proper utility buy up around the AKs that come through here. But Sprout, hey, they got a bonus round. We'll have to invest, of course, into the utility Rawls quite heavily, in fact. But he is the one usually supporting in terms of that util, averaging over 1 flash storm per round so far in Challenger Valencia. Dumao gonna spam through the panel here and doesn't connect on much of anything. I think he might have done 9 damage to Longs, but that's it.
Longs again on that jump peak, just ensuring no one has walked close in towards water. Good damage on Taco, I believe actually a tag connecting, and Spiidi will follow up there with a kill on towards Cold Zera. Where do the T's want to finish this one? Bomb is still postured rather far back. Someone will have to be sent on collection duty. That will be tried to do the honors. As in towards the bathrooms, another forward setup from Sprout. On the close angle, 2 players lie. Stare will be first up. He's a bit isolated here. If Dumao finds the right timing on the swing, can take him down for free, and indeed he will.
Yeah, good job by Dumao to even things out at a 4v4. Still, Taco's quite low. Lato's positioning is very forward, but Raul spots him up before he has a chance to react, and now that makes this a lot tougher for 00Nation. Raul's jumping up, gets the info. Dumao gets one before going down. 2 Rawls, 3v2. Man advantage retained for Sprout. 33 seconds left for 00Nation to get the execute, and the B site is actually free for the taking. Sprout over-rotating, and that'll give the bomb plant likely to 00Nation if they realize it quickly enough that no one's here, but they're being very methodical, clearing their angles, and despite that, still managed to take down slaxz to make it a 2v2, but now Sprout knows they're here. Bomb plant comes through, Spiidi pushes up, finds Taco, and also gets try afterwards. Nice work from him. A 3K comes through, and Spiidi's fragging prowess continues on forward here.
3-0 start to this one.00Nation, they took the risk on that one, or in kind of saving through the second, getting that buy up in the third, and they are not rewarded for it. The Rifles unable to convert on towards that round. I credit especially for the side of Sprout, after losing that player in Bathroom, the re-aggression down long, not only for the kill, but for the information in the mid-round. When those seconds were dwindling was massive. They knew that it was going to be hit towards the lower side and were fast on the scene to deny.
00Nation relegated back down to pistols, but it will be a pretty decent half by. Lots of utility available to them. The 4 Tech 9s and Deagle indicate probably a faster play coming through, and it will indeed be all 5 players just funneling into Monster and out from Canal. Longs should be overloaded, but there's the Molotov thrown and the flashbang. Excellent utility to deny 00Nation anything. Only 1 player left standing after that slaughter. It is Dumao, and he will manage nothing. Spiidi deals the killing blow, and an easy 4th for Sprout.
Yeah, great work thus far this map out of Spiidi, finding 2 big rounds back to back and clean from Sprout to contend with the NT. What are they looking at on the phone? Something good? Something funny? I don't know. Always interested to see what the audience is up to. I don't think you even got to see that. Just, you know, they're perusing something in that one. Back into the action, though.
Yeah. 00Nation needs to peruse this map a little bit more and get more information, get more control, which they've been lacking so far here on their T side. Trying to get into connector, they don't clear the close quarter, and Stair gets a 2K. Lato and Coldzera down for the count. Another opening kill racked up for Stair, as Dumao and Try are just looking to regain some space, but nothing doing into connector. Stair immediately gets out of there, knows his position has been exposed, and he just wants to get away and join up with his teammates on the bomb site, where they'll wait for 00Nation.
Taco waiting on the fade the smoke to retake space in towards the connector, but the first point of contact instead looks to be towards long. Also spotted off the jump flash forward, and Dumao winning out on the fight. A big one from him to reopen this round for 00Nation. The bomb is still positioned out towards long, but the other 2 players grouping towards the bathrooms on the other side, though. slaxz on the walk-up, perfect time on that peak to take down Dumao, and Taco looks to find the same fate, unless a bit of a fumble. Jump up at the wrong time for slaxz. Well, he had the right aim. He didn't have the accuracy on his AWP, so 3 versus 2 now.
Longs and Stair sitting here and waiting. Actually, Longs forced down the stairs next to Dumpster. Stair is going to get one on to Try, and then he finds the last one on Taco to trade out his teammate's death, and another round here for Sprout, who have opened up both maps with 6-0 leads.
I'm getting echoes of map number 1 right here, like you just said. This is incredibly similar. Sprout with the early momentum. Would really love to see a timeout here from 00Nation, or at least once they get the guns back. Of course, it will just be the lesser buy here, but this momentum needs to be contained.
I said 6. I got ahead of myself. 5-0 lead.
I mean, it feels like the lead could be even bigger at this point. These rounds have been very one-sided. Totally understandable there.
Yeah.
And they will make some investment in, at least finding a couple deagles. The loss bonus allows it.
Could be 6-0 given the buy for 00Nation, but Stair gets caught off by the Galil of Dumao, and now he has to back off and give slaxz a little bit of space to breathe with the big green.
slaxz will fall away from that one for now. But Overcharge's long, quite a bit of space being gained here for 00Nation, but that's by intention. Stair has this position in towards the bathroom, a smoke put up to support himself, but yeah, he's completely stuck, taken down by Cold.
I'm surprised he goes back into that fight with only 35 HP against what he knows is an inferior buy-up, so that's first player lost there for Sprout.
Yeah, first player down in this one. Taco reclearing a lot of space that could have been lost in this one. Spiidi on the other side. This fight could be big, and it's 1 out by the side of Sprout. So we return into this 4 versus 4. slaxz still posted over towards long. 00Nation, excuse me, 00Nation showing intention of ending things over towards this upper site.
slaxz throws that Molotov right into the smoke, so that's not going to help him out too much. And here comes Try. It's being watched by Long, so he should have him dead to rights, and he does, right around the edge of that smoke too. Spiidi gets 1, 2, and then goes down to Lato, who is the last one standing, and a Molotov thrown at a perfect time denies him the space at sandbags, and at this point, well, he's just going to try and get something done. 20 seconds left, charging to the bomb site, hoping to find a frag, and he does. That space opened up. There's another one waiting there, Long, so along with slaxz now joining him, and slaxz waiting from heaven with the op zeroed in, and he will be exposed to that op and the A1S, and that will be it. There we go. It is 6-0 now in favor of Sprout.
Sprout feeling good in this one. That CT side momentum is quite a beast here on Overpass, and 00Nation, we'll have to see what they can find with the weapons back in. It's been a rough start thus far for Try. He's had the op out before. It very much has been shut down early. I give some of the credit over to slaxz, but Sprout in general has done well to just deny those opportunities completely.
Now going to move in there to the lower tunnels, and Stair sees that Molotov bloom in front of his eyes, so he's going to play a passive angle here, waiting for the players to charge on through. Now the smoke is there, so he's going to try and take a more aggressive push in there. Raul's looking to go and stack up a third player at sandbags. Don't see this very often, but they want to ensure that 00Nation, should they peek out that door, will be greeted by a hail of bullets. And actually, no, it's the boost as well coming through into Monster, giving a ton of information to Sprout.
Taco could be in trouble. You notice his teammates already going towards that upper site. Stair under pressure. The boost does get fallen off of, and Stair too will fall to the ground. That's a nice shot to find out of Try. Stepping things up a little bit. That AWP. But again, Sprout still have someone towards bathrooms. It's slaxz holding that angle with the AWP. And only 55 seconds left here for 00Nation.
Time burning away here. Sand through the hourglass. 00Nation need to make a play soon, and they're looking towards that B site. Taco waiting for the smoke to fade, but Spiidi's just going to re-smoke it. Great pacing to the utility here for Sprout, and that's going to force 00Nation to a very tough spot because they have 3 players coming from sandbags, and they won't be able to pressure much at all into Monster. Taco has that flashbang that he's going to throw, but it's not really going to blind the 2 players in Canal at all. That leaves Spiidi free to get not 1, but 2 frags. Rawls finds Try, and only Taco left, who does get the headshot, but it's a moot point. There's no time left, and he's also down for the count.
Great anchor round there from Spiidi. Consistently throughout this, we've talked about him already, but the performance from the IGL has been stellar on these shutdowns. Finally, that pause does come on through. 7 rounds in. 00Nation going to try and slow things down and make a fix here, but that money working against, I'm sure the full loss bonus is built on up, but even if you force in towards this round, still going to be losing out on some of that utility. I imagine that will have to be the choice, though. At some point, you just have to get a round on the board and stem this momentum.
See Taco's appreciation for the Nordic orgs on the 00Nation, Godsent, and SK.
I feel like it's more just Nordic orgs love Brazil.
Yes. I think that's very, very accurate, in fact, because all 3 of those orgs typically known as ones that supported Brazilian players. Here we go, though, jumping into round number 8. As 00Nation are going to invest a little bit into this round. Not all of their money, but Lato with the Hero AK. Everyone else onto SMGs and pistols. slaxz gets the opener, though, and he's looking for a follow-up. Great flashbangs thrown, but they don't lead to much of anything as Spiidi and lonX support their opper, and Dumao and Taco are the last 2 standing. lonX around the edge of the smoke should be able to get 1, and the final blow as well. Clean round for Sprout, 8-0. Again,
another monster pop denied. Previously, it was in the late round that 00Nation went for that play, but in this time, it's the opening call, and it does not work out whatsoever. Spiidi with that anchor in towards the barrels, finds support for his opera. Very well timed on the peaks from all 3 of those side anchors, and we go back to another pause.
You have to. I mean, look, Sprout has already secured the half, like I mentioned, for the 2nd map in a row. They get the 8 rounds before even allowing 00Nation to find their way into this match with 1. The goose egg is still there, and Look, I mean, there's definitely a sense of despair amongst the team. They really need to find something on this T side.
I can see it in their faces, weighing on them for sure to be down this much early. Sure, it's your T side, but you expect something from this squad. It's their map pick.
Yeah. I mean, even on T side, I feel like I talk about this all the time, but like Overpass is a very CT-sided map, but still on your T side, you can make noise. It's not impossible. It's not a map like, well, maybe old Nuke, because new Nuke is a little bit more possible for the Ts now.
Sure.
But this is just so weird to see 00Nation falling flat in the opening moments of both maps. Lato. Gonna pop a flashbang over the wall there. Stare looking for the aggressive angle here towards the fountain. AK in his hands. And a flashbang thrown to clear up some space, but no real peek around it, so...
Sure.
Yeah, not gonna find anything yet, our 00Nation.
Bit of a slower round in this one, just defaulting things out, getting control in towards the connector, and getting aggressive for Stare. Rewarded with the pick onto Lato, unsuspecting of that aggression, and no one in a good position to reply until Coldzera pushes himself forward. Stare stuck around. We got a little bit too hungry for frags in that one.
Reynolds throwing a couple of flashbangs there. And Try and Cold do get connected on for that second one. Now he's looking to clear the lower tunnels. He spots a Dumao, but Dumao is good for the headshot. Finally, a man advantage here for 00Nation, but it only lasts for about a second. As immediately afterwards, Spiidi looks into Monster, finds himself a gift, and takes down Frag. Takes down Taco. Sorry.
Frag's Taco.
Oh, boy. It's a long day, long day.
It's getting late. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Sprout, though, ain't no start, and 00Nation in a position to pull something more. Players postured, actually just contacting out from Monster, but the noise was made. Started to run on that one for Dumao. Longs is there, Spiidi as well. On the hold, these two have been excellent in anchoring this B bomb site and Try. Same fate, Spiidi on the shutdown yet again.
Unreal. You know, they power their way back into the round, they get the trade, and make it a 3v3, and then afterwards just Spiidi, and that B hold cannot be taken down here by 00Nation. 9-0 now. And this is already feeling pretty hopeless here for the 00Nation side, because Sprout is not giving up an inch. And if you look at the scoreboard here, the most deaths on Sprout's side is 5 in 9 rounds. It's really not that much at all, and 00Nation just cannot find the frags. I mean, Dumao was helping them out on Dust too, right? But here he's falling quite silent.
And even in that, he's still the highest frag player on this team.
Yeah.
Really nothing is doing. It's not about an individual performance, about everyone on this team struggling to get anything done. Sprout has been stoic in these holds, and again, they start things off right. Spiidi, another 3K, back-to-back with 3 in the round, and Dumao now alone. 1 versus 3. He does have the AK now picked on up, armored to support it. 2 kills found already. He would need the ace, but look who's behind. Holding strong, it's Stare. Dumao will need to make the cross here if he wants to recover the bomb, and Stare should be able to shut things on down. That he will.
Well, this B site, the 00Nation keeps banging their heads against it, but again, Sprout are just not giving up the space, so it might be a good idea to switch up the strat and try going towards that A site, or at least try getting control of that connector so they can open up their options a little bit better. But Sprout on to double digits, while 00Nation still has to stare at a 0 on that scoreboard.
But
slaxz.
There's too many free name puns in this server. You have Try, you have Stare.
I don't usually use them. I leave them to Mike usually, but...
Mike is too corny for his own good. I'm sure we'll get some of that later if this map continues its course. Try, though. He'll get something done in this one. Takes down Spiidi. That man has been excellent. Anchoring on this site, and Try another one. Connecting with this AWP, finally lighting up the server called Zara for one of his own, and it's only 2 left alive now. slaxz and Stare working on this retake. They're both currently holding towards the connector. Dumao, aware of the possibility, forces slaxz to fall off of the angle. Bomb will be planted here on the B site. And Sprout, I mean, 11 and 9K respectively for the 2 surviving players. You could go for some damage here, or you could also just save the weapons. Not really a bad call either way.
Stair waiting here in connector. And I mean, at least 00Nation finally, they were committed. They wanted to get through that B site, and they finally find the success there. Taking down Spiidi for the first time in a while, who's sitting at 16-4. And, well, slaxz might try to fight in here and punish, at least get some frags on the board. They know someone's here. And let's see if 00Nation buy the bait and go for the peak. They will not. They want to keep their guns up and running. And at least the big green gets carried over here for Sprout. Not that they really needed it, right? Because the money was there, like you mentioned.
Yeah, they have plenty left in the bank account here. And we'll look to make that reinvestment on through. Again, feeling reminiscent of game number 1. Very strong start for Sprout, near flawless in the first 10 rounds, and in this case, actually flawless. And 00Nation trying to rally in the weaning moments of the half. We'll have to see if that story continues, though, because still 4 rounds to go, and still money in the tank. Spiidi this time getting proactive. Unable to find one. It's actually slaxz instead to take the kill, but still even odds. coldzera is stuck and limited utility to get out. His one flash, though, will do to escape.
He's lucky there was no nade available for slaxz, because if there was, he was gone. With only 9 HP left, he does manage to escape, having thrown that flashbang. And now he comes back. I'm surprised, but it's maybe not be the wrong call, because slaxz is hunting around, and he does go down. Good work from coldzera to take him down and make it a 4v3, excuse me. And not to mention, he also gets the op upgrade, which is a much more potent weapon given the HP he has left.
Still, that might have just been a stumble out of Sprout. That forward aggression not really working out. You had that man advantage early. You had the opportunity. Sure, the trade came on through it, even 4v4. Pretty comfortable position to sit on. He wanted the information that coldzera had in fact evacuated, but great call by Cold to re-clear on towards that space. Taco working his way out on towards the site. It's a gamble towards the top side. Sprout have no one here to defend.
Yeah, the gamble not panning out here, and you have to wonder if Sprout are going to realize they do. Here's lauNX. They don't see him yet, but he jumps up onto the railing, and had he just held his ground, perhaps in heaven, he would have been able to get some shots off, but instead Taco finds him off balance and gets the headshot, leaving only Stair and Ralston at this point. Even though you have the money, I think, again, it's better to save.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised to see so much space conceded by Sprout there on the B site. I don't know what read they had, but yeah.
I suppose in those situations, you have to make some kind of gamble. It was all decided off of that opening gambit that was went for by Sprout. Early control taken in towards the connector, but trade's not favorable. An excellent work from coldzera to keep him in it. So, for the first time in this game, 2 in a row claimed for 00Nation.
Yeah, it seems they are late bloomers here against Sprout. Yeah, that was unintentional.
I'm gonna consider every single pun intentional. They've really set their roots in. They've planted themselves in this match.
I see the fans coming through here cheering on their Brazilian team, and well, 00Nation needs all the power and energy it could get here to find their way back into this one. 2 rounds is already good in a row at least, and the thing is, the economy's been built up so well for Sprout, they can still buy up here. Even if they lose the next one, they have a buy up coming up again. It's only if we get to, I think, round number 15 that they might be tight, but by that point, they should have the full loss bonus under their belts, so... Probably a buy up every single round here coming through for Sprout, so it's not going to get any easier for 00Nation, and Dumal gets tagged down through the panel to 49. In the meantime, coldzera does gain that space up towards Sandbag. Spiidi's going to throw the nade, and it does connect, but only for a little damage onto Try, who continues to try and aggress here.
Now, what's Sprout's read in this 4 versus 5? Do they try and gamble towards something, keep this 2-2? It appears they're staying lower because there's a flank already coming through. Stair is working space in the back lines, but while that was going on, a teammate is lost on the front stair. Here's the man collecting on towards the bomb, and now he has it. Lotto drops it straight at his feet. Will Sprout rotate to help? Will they try and pinch forward on towards this bomb? Stair's in trouble. This round really lies on him and how much value he can find as Try inches forward. We'll now have to get past Spiidi as well. Tries to clear the angle, but Spiidi getting it done, and now Stair down below. Needs a lot here. Flash is missing out on him, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Bomb to be recovered, but only 40 seconds, and there's another player in deep. Noise made by Dumao. Does the swing come through? It's timely. Spiidi takes him down. And look at Taco. He's all the way on the other side of the map, and he's been heard to. His position very much noted. Rolls doesn't even need that kill. He can tuck, go all the way back, take the ladder up, join his teammate. Molly forward. This round should not happen.
No, it's done. What a disappointing way for this round to end for 00Nation. Had the 5v3 advantage, and then they let a player slip through in the upper tunnels. No one was watching it, and the bomb was by itself without anyone there to trade. And well, then all they have to do on the Sprout side is tuck in and defend the bomb, and that's exactly what happens. And a great fight by Spiidi as well to prevent anyone else from going back to that bomb from Monster. So the round win streak ended at 2 here for 00Nation, Mimi.
Yeah, another tactical timeout to be taken here.
Yeah.
I presume from the side of 00Nation. Actually, from Sprout. Things got close in that. In these last few rounds, they want to recollect going into the final 2 of the half. A little tidbit of information. I presume that's the techno song that is heard throughout the doors near T-spawn is actually the part where he kills you from Portal. I play with music off. I've never even noticed this song.
Yeah, I never noticed it. I don't think I have music on either,
I think it's, I'd imagine right behind like that little paladin spawn where you see a lot of people save in like the very late rounds.
Yeah.
But I think that is like the door to the back of the club. I don't know. I'm not a lore person. I guess there's not really much lore.
No.
There's some guys. They're going to go kill each other and try and plant a bomb.
slaxz going very aggressive down long A here, and he could catch off one before 00Nation realizes his positioning. In fact, no. Try is ready for this type of push. In fact, they're both waiting for each other. Who will make the first step forward? Looks like 00Nation are inching ever closer here, and it is going to be slaxz winning the day. Op v Op duel goes his way, and he has actually got only his 7th kill. Hasn't really needed to be activated much because most of the action has been happening at that B site.
Yeah, the two CTs will meet each other over towards Longstair. Falls back from the forward position he once held in towards the bathrooms, and now 00Nation have the arduous task of reclearing quite a lot of space. They still do have a minute left on the clock, but we've seen that on some of these seaside rounds, they let that timer get the better of them. Need to make a decision soon as to where they go. Molly deep outside of the bathrooms to clear some space, trying to dislodge any opera that might be holding there. But again, Sprout has shrunk the map. They're very far back. Stare on a passive line towards long.
00Nation finally deciding that there is another bomb site on this map. As they're going to go towards the A site. And slaxz is happy. He finally gets to fire off a few shots. And there's another one connected onto Taco. Maybe this is why they were avoiding it, because they didn't want to deal with this. slaxz, oh, he's going to get a third. Lato was trying to clear the close corner, but the op is singing here for Sprout. Dumao does manage to get one back, but at the cost of 96 HP. Only 4 left, and here's Spiidi on the flank. They might have heard him, but it doesn't matter. Time's up. Round's over.
Even clock the last player. Ooh, Dumao. He's trying to save this weapon's trying to stay alive and not let the clock get the better of him.
Oh, wow.
Very close, though, with that last little swing.
AK saved through, but what a disappointing end again to that round for 00Nation. Not even getting an execute off and just running out of time on the clock.
Very tough outcome.
Credit to slaxz, of course, with the off shot.
I mean, absolutely. A 3K picked up in that round. A possibility to have even gotten more from that position. Last round and a half, though. And try. Ooh, we went for a little boost action there. Didn't quite catch that one, but that's a player in heaven taken down from the boost. Nice call out of 00Nation. We saw them kind of attempt, or at least looked like they wanted to attempt that earlier. Didn't fully commit to it, but now it works out. However, coldzera a lot to deal with here. 2 players in towards water. The second yet to activate. lonX doesn't get the trade just yet. coldzera now spots him out. They know he needs this kill. He needs to take this fight. And win it, lonX will. A second as well. Sharp shot onto Dumao.
What a shot from long. Stair is now going all the way up in towards the upper tunnels, but decides, you know what? I'm just going to throw this smoke and leave the threat of my position in the minds of 00Nation. lonX does get taken down by Taco. That is the B site likely taken. slaxz could try to fight his way back into it. Has the op, peeks out, but he is smoked off. Nade going to fly onto the site probably once he hears the bomb being planted. And there it goes. Nade thrown, does a bit of damage to try, but the bomb goes down nonetheless. 00Nation trying to pick up a third round here, but Stare makes it a 2v2. Great trade from Try, who opened up the round with the frag. Will he close it out with one against slaxz, who has obviously nothing else to do but go for this, as it's round number 15. Smoke gonna get tossed onto the site. slaxz will go down. A third round picked up by 00Nation, but still a daunting 12-3 lead for Sprout as we hit the break.
Beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? If we go down in history. If we go down in history. Beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? If we go down in history. If we go down in history.
Sprout looking to make this the last half of the day here at ESL Challenger Valencia as they find themselves at a commanding lead, 12-3 over 00Nation on map number 2 of Overpass.
Yeah, but as we saw earlier, a commanding lead on your CT side can evaporate very quickly.
I'm having flashbacks to that second series today.
We did go to 5 overtimes there. We'll see what this one has in store, but Sprout are going to try to get things going on their pistol round. Let's try. Engaging. Oh, Stare and Spiidi just doing work. I'm surprised Try misses both attempts there. And then Rawls with a drive-by Glock headshot onto coldzera. 5v2 in their favor. 00Nation have both players spread out on each side. Taco's just desperately firing away, trying to survive, but they are just barreling down towards him.
Apparently any damage done onto Sprout in that one. 00Nation already getting flanked on through, and longs to try and find a connection. Unable to do so as both dumao and Taco hound him down, but at this point the priority changes. Utility, armor, those are things you'd like to have in towards the next round. We'll have to see if 00Nation is allowed it. Doesn't look likely. dumao's already down. Taco, too, will fall 13th. Picked on up.
All right. No pistol round success here for 00Nation. And Sprout have been dominating those throughout the series. Look at those shots. I mean, Lato and Tri did have opportunities, but as soon as they missed, Sprout punishes. Very clinical with these pistols. All right, 10-round lead now for Sprout. Only 3 more rounds, and they are into the playoffs. Spiidi going to toss a flashbang in towards connector, and nade flies through here as well, and 00Nation are gambling towards this B site. They did force up as well.
Yeah, that's a risk, to say the least. I mean, you kind of have to at this point. But
yeah, exactly. I would say you kind of have to. There's really no choice with this many rounds, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you're down 10 rounds, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to roll the dice, and we'll see if they land in the favor of the Brazilians here for Sprout, though. Looks like they have the right read. Working some space over towards A long. They'll soon find that this is very lightly defended. Just dumao deep with the deagle. They'll take a peek. Chunk of health off of Rawls, but with 3 players holding, another swing may be misguided. He'll realize that. Fall back to safety and connect a shot on towards Rawls. A nice one. He wants to fight for more here. He really needs to fight for more here. His bomb is sending its way down long, and a second head taken by dumao.
All right, Kyoto, let's go, dumao. Let's see some spice from the Brazilian Deagles. dumao gonna tuck away into this smoke. 45 seconds left. And the bomb gets planted beneath his feet. He still gets his 3rd and looking for the 4th. Actually, Taco. dumao with 4 Deagle headshots. Well played from him. 4 rounds picked up, and that is a great shot in the arm for 00Nation, where nothing has really worked for them. They need that type of play to fire them up.
What an electric round out of dumao. You can hear the Brazilian fans in the audience are going crazy for that one. And can you blame them? These shots were so crisp. Taco, the one to take that 5th kill, but just a hair's edge away from the ace on the Deagle there.
Unreal. That's what we came to see here from the young star here on 00Nation.
What a nice guy. Gets all those kills with the Deagle, earns up some money, uses it to buy his teammate an op. Try will have that in towards this round. An excellent buy out of 00Nation, but Sprout, they want to play the Force Buy Wars.
Can't really blame them with how well things have gone, and they want to show what their Deagles have on their side. Not to mention they were able to get an AK up and a scout. All right, coldzera, is he going to try to push this? It feels like he's tempted to do so. He's going around, encircling the area in Canal, leading to Monster, and then just tosses a nade and says, okay, I'll wait here. I don't want to put my team in a bad situation too early on in this round.
Yeah, and he's not going to be taking that risk. Pretty slow round here from long. And from, well, Sprout in general. As they're holding back towards B3 stack here from 00Nation, but they're starting to feel the lack of information just a tad. You see Lato over towards the bathrooms, just trying to jiggle, maybe get a little bit of info in that direction. A smoke is deployed towards A, but I believe a flash was just popped past that. So info that this isn't at least an early hit towards this A site, and Taco will confirm that. Takes down longs, well held on the angle, eats a tag from the scout, and coldzera, he is so blind. Excellent flashes, and the follow-up is even better in that one. Sarah and Spiidi both finding kills. Now dumao needs another big round, and he cannot find it. Only 1 kill collected. Try and close this risk. AWP just next to the smoke, spamming with the USP. Just barely missing out on the kill there onto Rawls, but now Lato close in as well. slaxz for 1, the 1 versus 1 now. Try on the other side, flash forward, drop down for slaxz. They'll tuck in this angle, try just going in with the USP. His best option at this close angle.
He has no idea where slaxz is at this point, so just waiting for the smoke to fade, watching the bomb, time yet ticking away, and try. Will connect, but it's through the wall, and slaxz clutches it out. Oh, goodness. 00Nation, especially after that performance from dumao in the previous round.
They're just smiling. They're just feeling it for Sprout, but what a heartbreak for the Brazilian side. I mean, that round just... a moment away. One more shot on towards the planter. They're able to win that. The op shot not going through the wall. They're able to win that. So many slim differences.
I got to give credit to Sprout, though. That utility thrown into Canal was so good. It separated coldzera and along with Taco. Yeah, they couldn't work together anymore due to the flashes that were thrown, and that created the isolation that Sprout needed to get those 2 frags and open that space into the B site. So another timeout going to be called here by 00Nation, and they are going to be forcing to this round. It won't be too bad, but they obviously have to.
Love to see what they can muster in towards this one. The buy, not the worst, but no AWP for Dumao. The Deagle instead will be his weapon of choice. He's been excellent at it earlier in this half. Does he want to go for something forward here? Early indication shows that maybe he wants to fight. He'll head his way down towards the connector. Support as well. This is different. Try there to back him on up, but the nade, a little chunky. Knocks Dumao to 6-8.
Give me more Dumao Deagle frags. Come on. Let's go 00Nation. Make this one interesting. 1:32 on the clock. Try. Coming out. They don't know of his positioning. I think there might be a chance here, and no, Rawl's gonna get the headshot on to try, and that's already problematic here for the 00Nation side. There's the Dumao Deagle. Rawls gets fragged through the smoke, and a 4v4. He falls back to that familiar position onto the A site, and you have to wonder if the doubt is in Sprout's mind. Do we really want to go back to A and deal with this again?
What is that final call? Bomb is still posture back towards spawn, so options are open with a minute left on that clock. The util built a little less than stellar. 2 smokes, no flashes to speak of for an exec. Maybe that favors something towards lower, get that smoke up towards heaven, try and scale your way out of monster. But again, that will be difficult with no flashes and with coldzera in close. MP9, his weapon in this round. slaxz has that one molly as well. They're trying to get a freebie here. Up holding, spots the leg of Cold on the jump peak, but not able to connect it. No, shot not coming across. Cold now a flash to set himself up for success as well.
All right, Molotov going to be thrown onto the site. coldzera's going to toss that flash like you said, but no, it doesn't yield anything. lonX finds one, then Stare follows up with a trade and a second onto Dumao. Only Lato left, and look where he is on the A site. Bomb going to get planted. All he's got is a FAMAS in his hands. He's going to try and make it work for at least one. There it is. Looking for the second. Almost finds it onto Stare, who's down to 31 HP. Continues to spam. Stare, realizing the situation, backs off and lets slaxz deal with the rest. Map and series point found for Sprout.
And it's a tournament point as well. For 00Nation. They would be the 4th Brazilian squad eliminated in the group stage. We heard in that interview ahead of time, this tournament for them, it's about experience, about practices, this team. But obviously, even in setting those expectations, playoffs still very much their goal. The comeback, though, a massive challenge. Sprout with momentum, impeccable play on the day. They're individuals finding these massive moments.
Lots to talk over here on the 00Nation side. Not like we haven't seen a comeback like this before, but the odds are obviously against it. And given their buy-up, oof. I mean, they did have an inferior one when Dumao dropped 4, but it's not going to be easy. Here we go. Round number 20 could be the last one of the day here. As Sprout's gonna charge in, no hesitation, Taco goes down, lonX gets Dumao. They wanna end this quickly. They wanna pack up and get on back to their hotel rooms as Try is going to get the headshot onto lonX. 4v3, and Try tries to get another one here. Rawls peeking around these corners. 00Nation are set up on this B site to try and deny, but Sprout have already gained so much space.
Yeah, only 3 left alive at this point, and that weaponry still less than stellar. One man left close. On that left side, it's Spiidi trying to take a fight. The spray will eventually find its mark. His Try on 1 HP is dropped to Lato. Final man left, and it's just the scout. Weaponry just not the tool for the job. The util reining in. Sprout just a step away, and Spiidi will do the honors.
Wow.
16-4, the 2-0 victory. As Sprout is our final team in the playoffs.
Yeah, Speed running it at the end there were Sprout. They were very solid throughout the entire series. Only dropping, what was it, 12 rounds total? Maybe less? just unbelievable work on their side, honestly. And I'm impressed because 00Nation did put up a good fight, a good comeback on that Dust 2 side, but they couldn't carry it over onto Overpass.